Afghanistan lies at the crossroads of Central and South Asia, a country defined by mountains, river valleys, and a long, layered history. Much of its terrain is dominated by the Hindu Kush, a vast mountain system that has shaped trade, migration, and settlement for centuries. This journey follows a route from Kabul to Bamiyan and onward to Jalalabad, tracing landscapes, livelihoods, and the realities of daily life. The road rises into the Hindu Kush. Seasonal meltwater feeds rivers that run through the valleys. These waterways are essential for agriculture, but in some areas they also carry risks. Flooding and shifting ground can expose or move landmines left from decades of conflict. In Bamiyan province lies Band-e-Amir, Afghanistan's first national park. It consists of 6 lakes formed by natural travertine dams. Minerals in the water create the lake's deep blue color, which contrasts sharply with the surrounding limestone formations. Along the roadside, farmers travel with donkeys carrying firewood, a primary energy source in rural regions. The route follows narrow passages between mountains, where settlements are sparse and distances are measured in hours rather than kilometers. Local communities use the land for grazing. Shepherds guide goats and sheep across steep terrain, following seasonal patterns that have remained largely unchanged. Further along the Balk River, water is used for small-scale energy and agriculture. Simple water mills convert river flow into mechanical power, grinding grain into flour, an efficient system requiring minimal infrastructure. The terrain becomes more rugged. Nomadic and semi-nomadic families move through the region with livestock and pack animals. Mobility allows them to adapt to changing weather and grazing conditions.
ما اونجا فرارای کردیم که پروژه جور کنیم برای شما نکردن یا کردن؟
نکردن ما خبر نداریم.
4 نفر ما مقرر کردیم در سر پول. از نمادن شما شورا جور نکنیم شما. نه. همین شورا. پیسه گرفتیم.
Kush, go da پیش خود اینو فیلم
Eine Pflanze.
In villages, irrigation channels distribute water to fields. Children gather nearby, often helping with daily tasks from a young age. Life here is closely tied to natural cycles: seasons, water availability, and land use. The Bamiyan Valley lies at approximately 2,500 meters above sea level and has long been a cultural and trade center. Carved into its cliffs are niches that once held the Bamiyan Buddhas, statues measuring 53 and 35 meters in height. Created between the 3rd and 6th centuries, they reflected a fusion of Hellenistic and Buddhist artistic traditions. In March 2001, the Taliban oversaw the destruction of the statues, which were brought down using explosives over several days. Today, only the empty cavities remain, marking both their immense scale and their absence. Nearby, remnants of more recent conflicts are visible. Soviet-era tank wrecks remain scattered across the landscape. Cemeteries marked with colored flags commemorate those who died in successive wars. These sites are maintained by local communities and continue to hold social and cultural significance. Traveling east toward Jalalabad, the terrain gradually changes. Mountain slopes give way to broader valleys. Temperatures rise and vegetation becomes more abundant. Agriculture becomes the dominant feature of the landscape. In the fertile lands around Jalalabad, roses are more than just flowers. They are a source of livelihood. Their petals distilled into rosewater and oil, products valued both locally and beyond. Families gather in the fields to harvest the delicate petals. Children help their families, carefully picking and collecting the blossoms by hand.
Hier, die Blüten einfach zwischen die Finger nehmen hier, ne? So. Ganz einfach.
Rose cultivation is used for the production of rose water and rose oil. Once gathered, the men sort through the petals, selecting the finest before carrying them on to the next stage of processing. The petals are then taken for distillation. Heated with water in traditional stills, they release their essence as steam, which is cooled and collected. From this process come two valuable products: rose water, widely used in food and daily life, and rose oil, rare, concentrated, and highly prized. For the people of Jalalabad, the rose harvest is not just work, but a tradition that connects community, culture, and economy.
Und das ist genau 15 Milliliter und 16 war und ist noch blind.
That's it.
The nearby part of that is called Lurkin.
Und das fettige Teil kommt hier oben. Mal ein bisschen Heizung da. Und dann Uruseci. Hangisi ist? Die Heizung da.
Across the region, poppy fields are a defining part of the landscape. Farmers move through the fields, scoring the seed capsules by hand to extract opium. The work is precise and time-sensitive, repeated over several days during the harvest. Afghanistan is now the world's leading producer of opium, supplying most of the global market. In rural areas, poppy cultivation provides a dependable source of income, often offering higher returns than other crops and requiring relatively limited infrastructure to trade. A milky sap seeps out, drying on the surface before being carefully collected as raw opium. In village settings, women produce carpets using traditional looms. Patterns are often pre-designed and passed down through generations.
Onu da ho. Sana ikar ya doku.
افغان زمین سرکار کې دلته په جرمن اګریشن کې افغانان میګا دلته کابل کې کار کوي او د ناس یو کس نه بل دی چې د ګروپونو د جوړېدو اهمیت یا تاسو وایي
واده راکړه اګاد راکړه چې تاسو د ټول پالیسي کار وکړئ او موږ تاسو سره همکاران بعد هغې نه ګروپ ته چې هغې عبارت الله خان وکاوه راجب پاچا وکاوه موږ د صحت په باسو کې ترتیبونه وکړو هغه کسانو ته د پروژې لپاره اوس موږ
Education is developing in rural areas. Classes may take place outdoors or in temporary structures, depending on available resources. A newly constructed school is inaugurated. Events like this often involve the wider community, bringing together families, local leaders, and children. Such projects are frequently supported by international organizations or aid programs, reflecting ongoing efforts to expand access to education.
Support the communities in our target area to identify and activate their own potential and skills. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was approached by a hungry man with the money to buy food. Muhammad had given a gift that helped the man becoming independent of begging.
دوست پر مثال په دې ډول بیانوي ټول کا بازار ته یې په خرڅ کا او په دې ډول ځان لپاره پیسې پیدا کړه او د دې خپل ډوډۍ او نور خوراکي شیان او نفقه برابره کړه.
Security remains a visible part of daily life in some areas, with armed personnel present during public gatherings. Afghanistan's landscapes are varied, from high mountain lakes to cultivated valleys. Its history is visible in both ancient sites and recent remnants of conflict. Across regions, daily life is shaped by geography, resources, and resilience. From Bamiyan to Jalalabad, the country reveals a continuity of adaptation, people working with the land, maintaining traditions, and navigating ongoing change. This is Afghanistan.